Hi, thank you for joining me. And today is day 11 of, I always forget what it's called, May I Scraplift You, organised by Crystal Barrett of Pineapple Papers. And today we are lifting Sarah's Pretty Papers. She's at Sarah's Pretty Papers on Instagram. And I've put the layout that I've chosen from her in the top right hand corner there that you can see. So once again, I'm using my print shop collection. And this is a companion page to go with the layout that I created on Tuesday, if you watch that. Again, it's our day out with Auntie Julie at the park in Barrowford, and it's just her pushing them on the swing, and they're so happy together. So I just wanted to get this photo documented. So it was a 4x6 photo, which I've trimmed down to 4x4. I matted it onto some white cardstock just to save a bit of time to create that white border that I enjoy so much around the edges. And you can see here, I've just cut a piece of that floral paper. It's about 3.5 inches. I didn't measure, I just cut it by eye. And then I've bordered that with a navy blue strip down the side. So now I'm going to create a scalloped border right the way along that strip. So just using my 1.25 inch punch there to create those half circles, and I'm gluing them down just with some wet glue. So now that's all done, I'm going to start looking at how to embellish all of this. So I've chosen some 3x4 journaling cards that were on a cut apart, and I'm just going to use those to map my photo on. This is a really easy way of using these cards up when you don't really know what else to do with them, and it brings some more colours into the layout, which I really enjoy. So just positioning those around the photo, and then I can glue those down into place. So just reaching for my glue there, and then one at a time I'll add these to the back of the photo. I haven't bothered to distress any edges this time, I'm just going for a cleaner look, if you like. Just pulling off some of the furry bits. I found that my trimmer doesn't like the papers from the Vicki Boutin paper pad quite as much as the open cardstock papers. It tends to create fuzzy edges a lot more. I don't know whether it's because it's a thinner paper or the exact reasons behind it, but it's a little bit frustrating. Not enough to worry about too much. I can just get my scissors if there's too much fuzziness. So just getting all these stuck down, and you can see I've chosen cards all in different colours and all with a solid edge so that it doesn't look like a journaling card when it's stuck down. So that's the photo map complete there now, and I'm just having to play around with what to add to the right hand side of this photo. I thought I might use this other journaling card that was from the same sheet with the ampersand on, but I do actually switch that out in a bit. And I'm also going in with one of my 49 and Market film strips. I was going to go with the open one, but I decided to go with the solid one here because most of it's going to be covered by the photo, and I just think that looks better somehow. Deciding which way around to put it because it does have an ombre effect, and then I just trimmed the excess off because I just want it to come out from the edge of that pattern paper on the left hand side. So again, this is from the cut apart, that Today We, so just cut that off, and this piece that I'm cutting out now is also one of the cut apart cards, and I just thought that camera would be perfect to use as a main embellishment on this layout. So I just fussy cut that out, and I've kept the journaling spot that was underneath it to use another time. You can see I've added that butterfly at the top, but I decided against that in the end, so that'll be moved in a minute. These two tags are both from the 6x8 paper pad. Again, I've just cut the sheet apart and just trying to decide which two to use up there. And then I've got a tiny bit of film strip left from the navy blue, so I add that to the top. So now that's all laid down and I've got an idea of what I want to do, I'm going to come in with this Starburst stencil, and I'm going to ink through it just to create a really nice mixed media background on the layout. So I've grabbed my tattered rose, and I'm just going to fade the starbursts out. So starting with a darker colour in the middle, and that where that circle is in the middle, that'll actually be covered by my photo, so I'm not too worried about that. And then I'm just making sure that the ink gets less and less strong, if you like, as you go down. I seem to have lost all my words today. I'm so sorry. I don't know what's going on. So just fading that down to the ends, and then I want to extend the side bits out. What I should have done actually with hindsight probably is turn the stencil around by 90 degrees, but instead you can see I'm just matching it up and moving it out just so that I can keep those lines going. So nearly there with this, and then I can go back to sticking everything down. Just coming back in, I just noticed that that one wanted a bit more. There we go, much happier with that. So I'm going to glue the photo straight down onto the layout. I'm not adding any foam pads or anything today. I'm just getting everything back into position first of all. So there's the card that I end up using. And that lovely Today We. So as I say, just gluing this down now with my wet glue straight onto the layout, starting with the photo and then building everything up around it. Adding the glue to that film strip, just where it's going to be positioned underneath the photo so that you can't see it because it is very transparent. Just poking the holes, punching the holes through with my crocodile. And then I can add some wax twine to those. Again, just adding the glue to the bottom half of the tag so that they just hang free at the top. And then here's that film strip. And these ones with the open holes, they are opaque, so it's easy enough just to add the glue and it doesn't show through, which is nice. So just trying to work out what to use here. I wasn't quite sure where to put that circle. That's one of the canvas Flair that we created at Hey Little Magpie. I just printed them out to check that I was happy with the design onto some textured cardstock. So I didn't want to waste them, so I'm using those in my layout. But if you want them, buy the canvas Flair, they're much nicer. So just getting all these bits glued down now. And the camera. And that's a great way of extending your stash, just looking at the elements that are on cut aparts and things to see if you can cut them out to use them as ephemera pieces. I don't know why that wood camera caused me so many problems. That's one of the JD3DPrint wood pieces that we've got. This tiny little piece that says postcard is just something that I cut out from a previous layout and just popped back into my box of ephemera. And if you've watched me for any length of time, you'll know I absolutely adore these washi stickers that are in the Herpuri paper pieces from the Vicki Boutin print shop. So just popping one of those behind that top right hand corner. And although this colour isn't actually in the layout, it's in one of those journaling cards that I use to map the photo with in the top left hand corner. So it all ties in very nicely. And just typical me, isn't it? Finding something to put under there once I glued those pieces down, but they pulled up easy enough. So now I'm going to start working on the bottom left-hand cluster. Again, with this chipboard, I just find it's way too thick. So I peel some of the layers off, just trying to work out where to put that, but it does land at the bottom. And I'm actually going to cover the tag hole with that wood JD3DPrint wood camera. So it's just a circle rather than a tag. And I really like that to anchor the rest of my embellishments that I put in that bottom left-hand corner there. And now I've got that camera stuck down in place, I realise I want to use the wooden arrow as well. So I just bring that in and pop that on the right-hand side there on top of that journaling card that I've got just pointing at the photo. And next I'm going to start bringing in some of the new bits and pieces that we've got at Hey Little Magpie. A little gold star, puffy star. And that just gets nestled at the bottom there. And another silver one at the top there. And then some of these beautiful embroidered flowers. Just deciding where to put them. Let's settle down there. Just getting them stuck down with some wet glue. Any type of glue would work. Glue dots would be great for something like that. And then there's this yellow canvas Flair prototype, if you like. And I decided to pop that down the bottom there as well, and that just looks really nice down there. One of my Flair badges from Hey Little Magpie. This just says currently. That works nicely. And then I'm deciding on the wax twine to put through those tags. So I'll go for this purple and pop it through the first tag first of all, and then I will string it through the second tag, just for continuity. Just struggling to get it through. Don't know why I struggle so much. I'm just getting that tied off at the top there. And trimming off the excess. Just adding a blob of glue to keep that in place. And now turning my attention back down to that bottom cluster, and I find this quarter circle that I think will work really nicely in that corner, and it really does. It's very subtle because it's blue on blue, but it just brings something else into that little cluster at the bottom there. So now coming in with some of my Jenny B Blue shimmers, Vibes, sorry, it's from Shimmers Paints, and I just wanted to colour this arrow in. The wood veneer is brilliant for colouring in if you want to change the colour rather than just have it as plain wood. And I'm being very lazy and just using the end of the nozzle to colour it in. So I find a little word strip here that says something to be thankful for, and I just want to nestle that underneath that today we. I'll try it on the camera, but it's dragging everything out to the right a little bit too far for my liking, so I just pop it under that today we. So next I'm going to come in with some very old Studio Calico stickers. You will have seen me trying to use these up. I'm nearly there now, but just dotting a couple of them around the place, mainly the ampersands. And it just adds that little bit of something. I love finding little bits and pieces that aren't from a collection and just adding them in. And now I'm going to come in with my hole reinforcer punch and add some black hole reinforcers around the page. And this works really nicely to bring the black around the page because I've got quite a lot of black at the bottom. And it also echoes the hole reinforcers that are on those tags at the top of the page and brings that shape around. So it's a really nice design element. And I tend to just gently fold them in half and then add the glue to that crease so that they're sort of slightly free on the layout. That's those down. Now I'm coming in with my Nouveau Crystal Drops, first of all in the ebony black, and then I shall come in with the gold, just to add a few splatters. That's the black done, and then here's the gold. And once that's done, I'm going to come in with some gold splatters to finish off. So please do check the description box down below. There's a playlist of everybody joining in, along with the details of Sarah's pretty papers, whose layout I've chosen to scrap lift today. So please do go and give everybody a look. It's a fantastic chance to find some new creatives to follow and ooh and ah over. So these are the gold splatters. And then you'll see in the close-ups at the end, I didn't do this on camera, but I've just added a tiny bit of stitching, just a few crosses in yellow thread around the photo, and also the date. I just hand wrote the bottom right-hand corner underneath that film strip. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I shall see you on Sunday. Bye.